Yo, what up? Welcome to Tales with Blue Raven. I'm Blue Raven, and as some of you guys know, I am literally a curious guy, so I want to hear about people's stories. And this guy over here, his name's Mr. Crook. We've been finding him many times, but over the years, we never knew his origins, so today we are going to be talking about his origins. Aren't we, Mr. Crook?
Yes, we are, Blue Raven, and today I'll be telling you my origin story about how I became this in the first place. So, it all started back in South Korea. I was born there one time. I'm like, yeah, I was born in South Korea. But then when I turned 13, I wanted to play some football. But then when I turned 14, I had to leave for some other reasons. But then my mom dropped me off at superhero camp.
Hold up, wait. Superhero camp? What the heck is superhero camp, bro?
Seriously, you don't know what superhero camp is? Basically, it's a camp where all villains can become heroes in like 5 years. I got sent there for 5 years. So let me tell you what happened. So in my year one, I was getting bullied by this kid who was pretty much a bully. He was pretty much the biggest bully ever. You'll probably see him in a video when I post it later in the future. I'll probably call it something like Mr. Crook's origin, pretty much. So then, let me think. So then after I tripped on the tray, I met her when she helped me up. She realized why I wear this mask. I wear it to hide my identity from people because, you know, I'm little. I don't know, but... Anyways, so then after that, she was carrying my first child. We called him John after he was born at the camp. We had to take her to the nurse, and then she gave birth to my first kid, which was John. But then after John was born, during year 5, we finally went home. But then the problem was I couldn't keep the kid. So me and the family had to hide somewhere else to make sure the agency didn't find me. So then after that day, my son John got a job at superhero camp, and he was working with Lucy's brother. So now, they're both running the camp now, and my other 2 children, Frederick and Daisy, I don't know what they're doing. Last time I heard from Frederick, he told me he was going to raise Super Hacker and Parasite, and Daisy told me she was going to raise Techno by herself. I don't know what happened to her boyfriend, but whatever happened, I hope it was for a good reason. So basically what I'm saying is, do not end up like me. I got shipped off to superhero camp.
Hold on, wait, we're not finished. You gotta tell these viewers about like, how did you become the most successful man in our entire town, man?
But before I get to that part, let me get to the part where how Techno, Parasite, and Super Hacker became my grandkids. So this is how it happened. So we were having a little family reunion with Lucy's family and my family, and we were all just talking about how our family's been doing. And then during that reunion, I was doing a toast to everyone there. But then all of a sudden I had a crash in the backyard, so Daisy went to check it out. And then she found 3 of them, Parasite, Super Hacker, and Techno out there. She found them, and then we decided we were going to split the kids. I was going to give Parasite to John, but then John already had his kid. But then, let me think. But then I gave Techno to Daisy, and I gave Super Hacker and Parasite to Frederick. And now they were doing the best they can to raise them. Daisy wanted to raise them to be a good guy, and Frederick was raising them to be bad guys. So that's my son right there. That's my real son. But anyways, the Crook legacy must live on. Oh yeah, and my business. So basically this is how it happened. We were running low on bills, so I had to think of something. But then when I started my first business went really well. I called it Crooks Toys Incorporation. And everyone wanted all of our products so badly, it made me $1 trillion. And then I started buying more businesses, and then I started growing more money. And then when I thought of the Korea games I used to play as a kid, I literally bought a island and then made the entire thing. So then, hold on, let me get this. I made these masks for my guards. So as you can see here, I made these. So after I got done making those, I had to hire a few people. I had to make duplicates of these. So yeah, and then after that, my business has been pretty well. Yesterday, I just won $1 trillion at a casino. Can you believe that? That's pretty sick, am I right? But anyways, let me think of what else I gotta tell. Oh yeah, so I got word from Daisy that for some reason she wanted to raise Techno to be a good guy, and I told her that was not up to our legacy, and she said she didn't care about our family legacy anymore. She wants to raise her son the right way, and I told her that was an idiotic decision. But then after that, I got so very mad, and I made my mission to get rid of the heroes that stand in my way.
Okay, whoa, man, calm down. But yeah, if you heard that story, I hope you liked it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I hope I can see you in the next episode. Just want to let you know this is the first series we ever made in this franchise. But also one more thing. If you're looking forward to see our so-called 2026 special, so basically what we're talking about, well, like the owner can explain the rest, but I'm just going to say one thing. It's going to be the greatest special of all when the new year comes. But all I can say is, bye.